Have you ever stopped to consider the foundation beneath our feet? In this thought-provoking documentary, we delve into the critical issue of soil degradation that is silently eroding our planet's future. Join us on a discovery as we explore the challenges, consequences, and possibilities of saving our soil.
Myself, Dr. Abir De. I am a soil scientist working in Indian Agriculture Research Institute, New Delhi. And I am a PhD in soil science. Completed the PhD also from this very institute in 2015. And since then, I am posted here. Okay. We work in soil fertility, soil health, carbon sequestration, the quality of nutrient that is going into the soil, fertilizer development and all. So these are few points that we are currently working in.
In this backstory segment, we reveal the captivating world of soil through the insights of soil scientists who have dedicated their lives to understanding its intricate dynamics. They are the unsung heroes of our planet's health, and their expertise sheds light on the gravity of the soil degradation crisis.
Soil degradation is like a very grave concern in today's society. To form a soil, it requires a very, very large time. But for degradation, it takes a very less amount of. If we talk about soil degradation, there are several types of soil degradation actually is there. Soil erosion is obviously one of the most important things. Soil erosion is there, but then again, soil erosion, it is also a part of soil formation only. Something is getting eroded, then now there is two things. One is natural, another one is anthropogenic. Anthropogenic means where human activities plays a role, right? Now the natural, that erosion you say or weathering you say, that's a part of nature. That is a circular process, it occurs since the inception. But nowadays what happens due to so much anthropogenic activity, mostly after this industrial revolution.
Now hold on for a minute. Before going deeper into degradation of this one of the pillars of source of life, we first need to define it. So there comes the question. What is the definition of soil?
That's a very basic question actually.
Soil, also commonly referred to as earth, is a mixture of organic matter, mineral, gases, liquids, and organisms that together support life of plants and soil organisms. Some scientific definitions distinguish dirt from soil by restricting the former term, especially to displaced soil.
Soil, as you know, it is the uppermost layer of the earth, right? That is what soil is. And it is a dynamic system, we can say. Means there is some bookish definition of soil, but those are also very lengthy, so I'm not going to that. So it's the uppermost layer on the earth's surface, and it is it's a dynamic layer. Dynamic, that I mean to say, it's not dead, it's alive.
Keeps changing.
Yeah, it keeps changing, and then again it is alive. Yeah, because you may say it's a dirt or something, that the layman's view of it, but it's not like that. It's consisting of several microbes and all the nutrients that is present in the soil, that is constantly changing its forms. It is taken up by some of that microbe then to plant, and it supports the soil actually supports the very basic basis of life in this planet. And obviously we all know it supports the plant, and then it supports the microbe, and all this actually forms the life cycle of the life itself in this planet. It's the food cycle you all might be knowing, right? So that is there, and then again it supports all the building materials, the construction thing, means everything the civilization is based on. So that's how we can actually define soil. The two important things, it's a basis of life, it's alive, and it's dynamic. Those are the three things you can.
Quite surprisingly, sir, when I was studying about soil, I was thinking the same thing. It is actually something alive.
Yeah, it's alive.
It is alive. I really like that. With the definition, you have also given the importance of soil.
Yeah,
They are totally connected.
You have probably seen both mud and soil together in a park or a backyard. Now there should be a difference between the two, right? So what is that particular thing or things that makes all the difference?
Now this is rock and this is soil. Now you may wonder, how does this process has been occurred? Name of this phenomena is soil formation, and hence we are going to be explaining it here. Soil formation is actually a complex process. There is a particular process involved in the process of soil formation that is called physical weathering. Physical weathering is actually a type of weathering. Means the dirt on it or the particles get detached from it and broken down to certain pieces, and hence later on by passing millions of years it forms soil. So we are going to be talking about some of the types of weathering. There are three types of weathering: physical, chemical and biological. Physical weathering basically means when some physical force gets applied on a rock and hence makes it erode, makes its particles get detached from it. It could be done by two ways. First, if two or more rocks collide with each other and hence they get eroded. Second, if a long breeze of wind with a good velocity hit the rock and makes its particles run away. Then comes biological weathering, in which the role of living organisms come into play, especially some burrowing animals and plants. Burrowing animals make holes into the rocks, and hence the air and water gets channelized into the rocks and hence goes back to chemical weathering. On the other hand, if we talk about the other living organisms, that is flora, plants, the natural vegetation that grows around the rock, its roots grows inside it and hence split the rock apart. The result is again corrosion of the rock.
What is soil and what is dirt? In my hand, I have dirt in one hand and soil at another. The difference which makes the soil with life and the difference which make the dirt lifeless are the nutrients, microorganisms, dead and decaying matter, liquid, gases. Now the crucial question is, where does all the substances comes into the soil, making it one of the pillars of origin of life? Now this are the horizons of life. Starting with the first, which is O layer, and below it A layer, and then B layer, and then C layer, and last is R layer.
Now the factors include first, water holding capacity, second, water drainage. Now these 2 points look so similar, but they are not actually. So it depends on the type of structure of the soil and many other factors that involves in the connection of both of these 2 points. So it is not necessarily true that if a soil has high water holding capacity, then it will have less drainage. No, it depends on the soil structure and all those other factors like slope on which soil is deposited, etc. etc. Now third point, nutrient content holding. Fourth point, plant root extension. Fifth point, type of rainfall needed to survive for the soil and for the plant, of course. Now the question arises, what are the types of degradation are there and what are their causes? What are the causes of degradation?
Broadly speaking, we can categorize types of degradation in 4 categories. Let's see them one by one. First is physical degradation. It refers to the deterioration or damage of materials or structure through physical process or external factors. It involves the loss of integrity, strength, or functionality of a substance or object due to various physical forces, stresses, or environmental conditions. Second type is chemical degradation, the process in which a soil undergoes chemical reactions or changes that result in the deterioration or alteration of its properties. It involves the breaking of chemical bonds and the transformation of the molecular structure of a compound, leading to a loss of desired characteristics or functionality for the soil. Acidification and salinization are some examples of the chemical degradation. If we talk about biological degradation, it refers to the impairment or elimination of one or more significant population of microorganisms in soil, often with the resulting change in biogeochemical processing within the associated systems. Significant microorganisms are those for which an ecologically significant role is understood. Loss of soil biodiversity and emissions of greenhouse gases come under this type of degradation. Ecological degradation results in decline or deterioration of soil quality, health and functionality, resulting in negative impacts on the surrounding ecosystem and biodiversity. It involves the disruption or loss of natural soil processes and functions, which can have far-reaching consequences for the overall ecological balance and sustainability of an area.
What are government doing on this problem of soil degradation?
Soil Health Card Scheme. The Soil Health Card Scheme was launched in 2015 to provide farmers with information about the nutrient status of the soil. Cards are provided to farmers containing recommendation on the appropriate use of fertilizers and nutrients to improve soil health. and increase agriculture productivity.
National Mission for Sustainable Agriculture (NMSA), launched in 2010, aims to promote sustainable agriculture practices and improve soil health. The mission focuses on rain-fed areas, dry landing farming, and climate-resilient agriculture to address soil erosion, nutrient depletion, and other soil-related challenges. From Pragat Krishi Vikas Yojana, launched in 2015, PKVY promotes organic farming practices to minimize soil degradation caused by excessive use of chemical fertilizers and pesticides. Rashtriya Krishi Vikas Yojana (RKVY). This centrally sponsored scheme aims to enhance public investment in agriculture and allied sectors, including soil conservation and management practices. It supports various activities to improve soil health, such as soil testing, soil conservation measures, and promoting organic farming. The crazy part is, I alone won't be able to save the soil, even if I multiply. That's where you come in. You need to take actions to give the young ones a brighter future. By the way, if you really started thinking what you should do, here are some steps.